Well, hello and welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and we're back on another live and sharing all these insights and all these tidbits and all what is going with the Royals and non-Royals as well. We are starting a bit later today. I usually start half an hour or even 1 hour earlier, but the scoop that I've got for you today is worth it. I got it a bit later in the afternoon, and there's a couple things I wanted to talk about you first in terms of what is the maybe the path that our shows are taking. And I say ours because you are actively engaged in this. Here's the chat. All of you telling me where are you watching from, and I'm really glad to have you here. Just remember, and the only thing that I ask of you to support my channel is to subscribe. Just go hit that tiny subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell right beside that subscribe button. That guarantees two things. One, that we can reach 200,000 Royal Rogues before June 25, which is the second anniversary of the Royal Rogue, maybe even before June 15, which will be Trooping the Color. I don't know, but I will be happy if it's before June 25. And also, you will get notified of every live stream, every video that I post. This month of June are going to be dedicated to live streams. I'm going to test it. I'm always testing this for your viewing pleasure. So let's get started already. All of you so lovely. 1,000 of you already. Remember to hit the like button as well now that you're there. Let's start with this. I'm going to go straight straight to the facts. Meghan has canceled her cooking show herself. I mean, it is a no-go already, and everyone at Netflix is scrambling. That is you saw in the title, that's what this video is about. But we need to understand, what does it mean for Netflix, which the people out there are, especially Ted Sarandos, are fuming. And why did Meghan was breaking plates about this, and what has Harry to do with it? So, a bit of a backtrack to understand the situation. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, you remember this, to launch Netflix programs about cooking and polo. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex signed a substantial contract with the platform in 2020. We talk about that a lot. When was it? It was a couple days ago, right? Yes, that I talk about all this scheme, all this timeline of events, including Bob Iger and the Queen. That was awesome. I'm sorry that I was a bit all over the place. At some point, I will make a proper summary of that. When they left England for California, the pair have already developed 3 programs, including the successful documentary about their life together. Yeah, successful, because we already know that the candid documentary of David and Victoria Beckham had already blown this out of the water. So, we knew that was happening, and I already said that on a recorded video about 1 month ago, a bit more than 1 month ago. I was talking about the polo side of the equation. We were talking about how, polo is really like high aristocratic sport. Okay, it's not easy to get into polo. I was comparing it to Formula One. But the difference with Formula One is how many people watch the sport worldwide. I mean, it's easy for people who are not fans of Formula One to name stars of Formula One, but how easy it is to name polo players, famous polo players. I made a test on Twitter. I made that test here on YouTube, and well, the results spoke for themselves. No, it's not viable. You need great storytelling to really introduce this drama to the public. And Harry himself, it's not the one who do it. Maybe he will show his face every now and then, but Harry is not a polo historian. Harry is not a specialist in polo. He plays polo. Maybe he's a good polo player. Who am I to judge? I have no way of judging that. But he cannot carry a polo show over his shoulders. Let's think about this, that this is going to be 6 episodes. I don't know how you could carry 6 episodes on this, especially with the way Harry, conveys things. It's not. He will have more fun playing polo, not making a show about polo, if you know what I mean. But Ted Sarandos was CEO. Ted Sarandos, CEO of Netflix, was trying to explore anything that could be done with the sausage duo before 2024 ended. You remember that this contract was for 5 years. It was signed on October, if I remember correctly, 2020. On October or November 2020, so it ends in 2025. What does it mean that it ends on 2025? Whatever they do, and if they make it work, it has to be this year, 2024, because of the preparation you need, because of the demands, they already know that working with Meghan is not easy, and that is part of the thing. We're going to talk about a bit of production here, but they need that to work on 2024. So they decide if they renew or test another thing for 2025. If Meghan's show is canceled this year, it's June and they have nothing in their hands. It's like back to the drawing board, and that will be catastrophic. That they just cannot afford that. And Netflix is not in a very good place in terms of shareholder value, in terms of subscribers, in terms of, we are killing the password sharing thing. So many people are just dropping Netflix. The general crisis worldwide is not doing well for them. So whatever they do with Meghan or Harry has to work on 2024 and has to be done as soon as possible. So that is something that is common sense, okay? And that's another thing that I needed to talk to you, in which, as the Royal Rogue has been growing, as our show has been, we have more material every day, as in I have material to speak for 1 hour every day. I also have people reaching out to me through many ways, giving certain insights that at first I had my doubts. That many people claim to have, the inside scoop to this, inside scoop to that, and you have to take everything with a grain of salt. But as I get more and more insights, and these insights happen to be confirmed by the mainstream media 1 or 2 weeks later, then I have realized that I have 2 or 3 real nice connections, especially in the entertainment industry, which I'm putting to the test. I'm putting to the test with this, together with what I do is my ability to do analysis, which is what you saw 2 days ago with the Bob Iger Disney saga, all that stuff. So it is so to say that what I'm going to share with you is not in the open yet, but it is a fact. Now, let's talk about what are the implications about this. You remember that article also said, according to Deadline, the first of the projects will be a docuseries. Docuseries, that word was important, remember? Starring Markle. That is important. Meghan Markle, which will celebrate the joys of cooking, gardening, entertaining, and friendship. Okay, before we mention the producers, it's important to try to make sense of these words. celebrate the joys of cooking. I don't know about you, but there are certain things that I just cannot describe when I see Meghan cooking, whether it's this tiny clips of her having a good time inside a kitchen, trying to do something for people in need or whatever, her humanitarian stance, the path that she wants to fulfill of women empowerment. You see that Meghan looks like a fish out of the water. I don't know how to describe it. I certainly don't have a scientific approach to this. But I see Meghan, and you have seen Meghan cooking many times, in many instances, and it looks like, okay, we understand this is not your thing. We understand, we get it. Maybe you know how to do that roasted chicken she used to make, that she made Harry or whatever. But this is not something that it's really appealing to her. It's the body language just is projected. Everything that has to do with food and cooking, for some reason, she doesn't look natural. Okay, she doesn't look in her media. How would you say that? I'm missing a word here, but you understand my point, right? So that was my first question when I found out about Meghan's cooking show, and it's to add insult to injury. That is an expression, right? Celebrate the joys of cooking. Have you ever really seen Meghan celebrate the joys of cooking? I mean, it should be something that you should be able to picture people in your mind. You either do something that has to do with a person like Gordon Ramsay cooking, okay? Or do something that is the complete opposite of what you have seen the person in. You know what Meghan would be great for? I don't know if you remember that reality show, The Surreal Life. Meghan would have been perfect for The Surreal Life. I love that show. That show was crazy as F, but I really love that show. I love the Flavor Flav, the Brigitte Nielsen time, that season. That was just wacky. Meghan would have been perfect for that. Okay? And that would have been perfect for Meghan as well. But sadly, times have changed. You remember the Surreal Life? You remember that reality show? I really love that show. I'm a man of culture. I was only for research purposes. But this doesn't fit. Meghan enjoying cooking, no, that just doesn't fit. And the second is gardening. Have you seen Meghan the gardener? I don't know. I could look for pictures of Meghan gardening, and we could spend here like 4 or 5 hours, and it will be hard to find one. But no, and cooking and gardening, it's a bit you're starting to spread too thin. All this is important, and it has to do with Harry. Bear with me with this. Entertaining and friendship. The friendship is, of course, that she's going to invite her friends. That was one of the issues that I already talked about, that to have a show like this, you should be able to have at least 20 friends, and the logistics of matching 20 friends, interesting friends for your show, well, it's going to be a bit hard. Okay? I'm not saying that Meghan couldn't find 3,000, I'm saying that the amount of rogue is here, 20 friends or 20 guests for her show. She could, absolutely. She could do it. But the trick is making it interesting enough. Okay? And we already know the other problem. We haven't even reached the real problem yet. But we already know the problem, that Netflix sausage chef disaster. Thank you for correcting on the pronunciation of chef. demanding Meghan Markle in a jam over not being able to retain culinary artists for a cooking show. That is the problem. I see things here that just don't fit, and it was confirmed by those who reach out to me. There's a misconception here. You have cooking and gardening. So it's going to be more like a homely cooking show, right? You garden, you tend to your garden, you just plant your own food and you go and you cook it yourself. But the fact that you need a chef for that, it's a bit like you're beginning to, two worlds begin to collide. Okay, why do you need a chef for something that is going to be, I don't know, maybe you could do it yourself. Sadly, that's just not possible. I'm going to mention for a minute. I'm going to use this picture because I need you to try to reminisce a bit. You know that Harry has always been a mess. But nobody can deny that Harry pre-2016 was a different man. Okay, maybe he had his issues. I don't know how many times he used Elizabeth Arden cream, and I don't want to discuss it. But I have seen his body language from 2015 and back. And even if he said that he was suffering and he didn't want that work, I know what was going on in instances like this one. We're saying, I really don't know which royal engagement or visit was this or what was he doing. But you saw in Harry a glimpse of something, a positivity, which is something that we men need, which is feel that we are useful, right? All this is important for our point. So you can see that at times, Harry didn't like that royal work. But when he was in the field, like surrounded by people who just needed him to do something, like in this case, just whipping around some, I don't know, flour, cream or something, just the fact that, okay, I need to do something, that is universal. That is a universal trigger in men. We find ourselves useful. We can do something. We can help people do something. And I'm 100% sure that in those precise moments, Harry at least found some solace. Just in those precise moments. Maybe he didn't like the paperwork. Maybe he didn't like the speeches, the public speeches. He still hates them with all his guts. Maybe he didn't like the handshaking, but the hands down, or maybe playing a sport or engaging in an activity. That's something that every single man at the face of the earth is like a click for us. Okay? So that's why you see this kind of expressions. I have to tell you, from body language's perspective, he didn't look miserable at all in these instances. Okay, he was doing something and was enjoying himself, even if it was minutes. Even if to get to this, it was the trip, it was shaking hands, it was making a speech, it was doing all those things that he hated, but the action itself, he enjoyed. And what is a cooking show about? What is a cooking show about? A cooking show is it's not really talking about food. Okay? It's not talking about food. It's actually cooking. Maybe you talk about the process of cooking, right? Because you want to describe what you're doing, what is the beauty of it. We don't see Meghan in that element. Okay? Many women enjoy cooking and many women do not enjoy cooking. That's fine. Many men enjoy cooking and many men do not enjoy cooking. That's fine. But I think that every single person should be aware of what is your element. And no, Meghan, that is not your element. I am not saying that this was Harry's element. Okay? That's a different thing, because I don't think that Harry could be working at a kitchen every day, 6 or 7 days a week. No, that simply would not work. But my point is, you remember that at some point we'd talk about the amount of producers. I'm trying to organize my thoughts so you can, they're easy to follow. The amount of producers in the cooking show, I thought that was a bit overkill. We got Archwell and we got Sony as well. And you know that the producing companies is the ones that are in charge of creating the show, making the show happen. Netflix is a distributor, is one who is going to distribute by online means. We're fine up till then. Okay. So, these two companies that were producing, in fact, Archwell was doing absolutely zero about this. No, that Archwell doesn't have the experience, and as long as you don't make a lot of work, you will not have the experience. So Sony and Netflix knew that they needed to do the thing themselves. Something that you sometimes do is that you make some kind of auction. Okay? Auction is not the word. It's like you propose the show to 3 different companies. 3 production companies that we say, hey, we will do the show, company A, we will do the show this way, maybe in a cozy environment, and this budget, and we will organize it this way, and we can have a turnaround of X episodes every X months. Okay? And company B says the same, and company C says the same. A lot of that happens. I had experience with architecture, and you also have that kind of, when you're going to build something brutally big and complex, you make I think it's like a contest that has a concurso in español. So you have like a contest between companies to see who wins that project, right? It's exactly the same here. They want to know which production company can do the thing more efficiently, cheaper, and on time. Okay? Regardless of what are their trajectory. That's all that Netflix wants, and it wants ASAP. What happened with Meghan? Meghan was trying to do everything by herself, micromanaging, not the cooking, but the micromanaging of everything, the guests, the chef, how it was going to look, everything. That was not working because she literally cannot do it herself. She wanted to control things, but the way that you do this, and I have explained this, is that you let the production company do their job. So, they were doing these tests, camera tests. They did a test with Meghan. It did not go well. Meghan did not have the charisma. But I got the confirmation that one of these companies, at the same time that they were trying to figure out what were they going to do with Harry's Polo project, in one of those meetings, someone suggested, why doesn't Harry make a test for the cooking show? I mean, that is, those are X amount of ideas. You know that no idea should be taken down all by itself. No idea is stupid enough. All right. You remember that Spotify spent like 1 year trying to figure out what to do with Harry as a podcast. And no, it's a no-go. It's impossible. All right. But you can imagine how many ideas they juggled through 1 year. So someone suggested, why can't Harry just make a camera test? Let's make a camera test with Harry. Okay? Since we are talking about this group of production companies, and Meghan was not really aware of such camera tests. It was done like a bit of a rush. So, what happens when you get Harry away from Meghan for a while, and you put him with, let's say, alongside a female host, just to bounce ideas back and forth, a chef, just to like have the insights, like the same Meghan model, okay, the same Meghan cooking show model. There's Meghan in the middle. She's got one friend, it could be Serena Williams, and she's got the chef that she could not retain. 3 people. Let's do the same, but with Harry. And what happened? That Harry had a good time. And why? Because Harry, as in this picture, unrelated picture, he was doing something. He was doing what the chef told him to do. It's pretty easy. It's like just shake this for 5 minutes. Shake this for 5 minutes. Whatever. And when you relax, when you just do what you're told to do, and that's something that Harry does with Meghan usually, but Meghan was not around, you know that his demeanor changes. Then Harry could relax. And the camera test went really well. And as the camera test went really well, someone at that production company said, what if we make the biggest switcheroo in the history of Netflix? Well, that would not be the biggest switcheroo, in fact. I want to remind you that, for example, in this kind of switches, you switch one actor for another. I remember in the case of Terminator, the original Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger was not the one who was going to, I think it was Lance Henriksen. It was Lance Henriksen. You know that Lance Henriksen had this, I want to have this example to understand that this is perfectly possible. I love this actor, by the way, Lance Henriksen. Let's see here, Lance Henriksen. You remember that Lance Henriksen in Terminator was, I think he was a detective. He was trying to work out who was killing people. Yeah, he was the one who was going to play the Terminator. He was the one who was going to play the Terminator originally. But then Arnold Schwarzenegger began to talk with James Cameron, and he didn't want the part. Arnold did not want to be the villain. He didn't want it. But Arnold knew how to play a robot so well, and all the tips that he was giving James Cameron, hey, the Terminator should act like this and do such. And James Cameron said, my God, but you know how to do this. I'm going to just switch. And imagine such a switch from Lance Henriksen to Arnold Schwarzenegger and how it went. So it's not that crazy that someone could at some point have said, let's switch Meghan for Harry, because Harry effectively looks like he's relaxed, like he's having a good time. Meghan, no, does not fit. Meghan could have any other element that is not this. Maybe she's great at being a fictional paralegal, but cooking is not for her. But since the show was not really about cooking, it was following the chef and interacting with the guests, Harry just relaxed. And when you relax, things go really well. What do you think? I'm asking you, what do you think was Meghan's reaction when she found out about this? I want you to picture in your mind. What do you think what Meghan's reaction when she found out about this? You can imagine that, right? You can imagine that Meghan's ego is a league of its own. And the fact that she got this idea of cooking, we don't know where it came from. And the fact that the implementation with Harry worked so well, as in the end, the implementation of the Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger worked so well. Well, breaking plates was an understatement. And breaking those plates meant that I am not going to do the show anymore. No longer. No, I'm not. It's no longer going on. And how can you match that to Meghan's behavior or the way she acts in the easiest way? How did she reveal the Arrow American Riviera Orchard brand hastily, right? That is the word. Hastily. I like this live streams. I like making these videos because my vocabulary grows thanks to you, my rogues. It was hastily. Hastily because she wanted to compete with all the headlines of Catherine and her diagnosis and all the no, it was previous to Catherine's diagnosis. All that was around the mystery of Catherine. She could not stand it, so she rushed this. So the same way, you've seen that this is like a profiling, the profiling of an individual, and you see that their personality works in some way, and you see that every single instance of those actions match what you have already profiled. Okay, this matches. When something does not match, then that is what you pay attention to. But in Meghan's case, we have seen that like so many times, like trying to interrupt what the Prince and Princess of Wales are doing. And I want to show you this as well. You know that Prince Harry given green light to appeal legal challenge over personal security when blah, blah, blah. You already know this. It's just that he is going to appeal. Thanks to the British Prince for pointing out this. The fact that Meghan and Harry knew about this back in May 23rd, but do it today, the day that Prince William was going to be with all the world leaders to celebrate 80 years of D-Day, strengthens this point. Harry is a pleb and a socially challenged wife is a narcissist. They just want to compete. How can you compete with what we saw? I think I don't have the pictures of William here, sadly, but no, you cannot compete. Okay, yes. How can you compete with this? I mean, let's be realistic. You want to compete with your brother in relevance. You knew that you had that permission to appeal in May 23, and you let the headlines know the same day that William was going to be out and about with the world leaders. It all fits. As I'm telling you, I am just connecting the dots. I just see the things that are public and I say, it just fits. So, hastily competing with the Prince and Princess of Wales. That's why American Riviera Orchard was revealed the way it was revealed. And that's why Meghan reacted to the screen test of Harry in her cooking show the way she reacted. We have no cooking show. But Big problem. Big problem. Ted Sarandos. Ted Sarandos. It's like I'm seeing some comments in the live chat. I'm seeing some comments in the live chat. In bad faith. And some of you, my lovely mods, check out whoever is asking for where is Kate. The moment that I see the words where is Kate, I have a lovely picture of Catherine around here, by the way, here. Thanks to Naomi Sky who shared it. The moment it matches my tie almost. The moment I see where is Kate, I already know that it's in bad faith. So there's some things that I allow on my show. Okay, so yeah, just make sure to know who are you dealing with. Just make sure to know who are you dealing with. Remember that I don't take that kind of stuff lightly. So that was Meghan's reaction. I also have a meme from who? From Sunlight 010101. Well, the crazy Duchess wife breaking plates at Montecito. So that was what happened, and that's why the show has been canceled. Meghan canceled it herself, and Ted Sarandos said, "How can I explain this? You cannot cancel the show." And why Meghan cannot, even if Meghan has the power to cancel it, she cannot cancel it for reasons that I already explained. The contract expires in 2025. You have to make something work, anything, on 2024, this year. And you chose one of the most difficult things to produce, and to produce in a consistent way. Consistent way in which, well, you need a variety of dishes, of combinations, and guests. Because Meghan herself, Meghan with a chef, is not going to work. She needs a third person, a guest, to be able to bounce jokes, insights, the activity around the kitchen, to look a bit organic and homely. Look at this look. To celebrate the joys of cooking, gardening, entertaining, and friendship. Do you think Meghan is capable of really pulling that off by herself? No, she's not. Ted Sarandos doesn't care. He said, you have to make this work. And if the way that this is going to work is to having Harry doing the cooking, well, not doing the cooking, but just being there and just relaxing. When was the last time you saw Meghan relax? I'm going to ask as David Beckham. Be honest. When was the last time you saw Meghan relaxed? It's even, I will try to capture this to show you a close up. This is what I mean. When was the last time you saw Meghan relax? Just relax. Just be yourself. She doesn't even know what version of herself she is at any given moment. She forgets. I'm the humanitarian. I am the lovely cooking wife. I am the what? No idea. And that shows. You can see it. And that's why so many of you saw it from the very beginning. You couldn't explain it. It was the body language. It was the the demeanor, it was the voice, it was something. There was something in there you couldn't explain, but you had all those red flags. That you cannot relax. You cannot be yourself. If you can, at any point, try to not take yourself so seriously, which is hard, by the way, that has taken me a lot to develop, but you will not enchant an audience. You will look fake, no matter what you do. And that is the problem. That is Meghan's problem. That is Meghan's issue. Meghan's main enemy. It's not the Royal Rogue. Give me a break. It's not Catherine. It's not the Empire 2.0. It's not the whatever she thinks her enemy is. It's herself. She gets in her own way because she takes herself too seriously. Well, except with that clip of she trying to dance in the dog-shot mentory that I don't want to think about it because it's so out of place that I'm not going to mention that dancing sequence. So that's the issue. We have a polo show that basically nobody wants to watch. You need an amazing, and that has happened to me on my YouTube career. That would be my advice. I have made YouTube videos, especially on my Body Language Guy channel, that for me, the research, the insights, the pacing, the editing, everything has been flawless, and they have become stagnant. They just didn't click, mostly because maybe the topic was not that known. The magic is when a topic that people don't know, you make it shine. But I have tried, I've succeeded at times, and I've failed at times. And it's disheartening when you do great work and it just doesn't get picked up. That is part of being a YouTuber. But at this league, you cannot afford to produce a whole documentary, like 6 episodes of polo, and just fail, just crash. No, that Netflix cannot allow that kind of failure. That is too much invested, and the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. They don't have anything. They ran out of ideas until they made this crossover. Put Harry on the cooking show, and it works. And Meghan said no, because the cooking show is mine. There's another thing. I forgot to mention something. Oh, great comment. Great comment. From Is that so? Great comment. Is that so? No chemistry between Harry and his wife. Someone at some point suggested if Harry and Meghan could be with the chef. But the problem is that you need some variety from episode to episode. You need guests. Okay, at least one guest. So 4 people is going to be a bit hard to follow. It's harder to produce. You have to, it's like I'm telling you, you have this competition between production companies, and they know what they can do with the money allocated, with the logistics and everything, and they can promise only so much under certain circumstances. And we are in June. We are in June. Like, we are almost halfway through the year. Usually, when you're going to produce anything, you should get all this sorted out at least by November of the year prior. And they are still trying to figure out what to do with Meghan's tantrums. I don't know. At some point, you know, the entertainment industry has been such a roller coaster in the last 5 years. that some companies like Warner Brothers, literally, quite literally, maybe this is something that Netflix could do at some point. Warner Brothers created a Batgirl movie. And everybody who saw and worked on that movie said the movie was solid. And the movie was done, was ready. It's not like Meghan's cooking show that it hasn't even really started. No. The Batgirl movie was finished. It was complete. Post-production, everything. And it was literally destroyed to make a tax break. That was from Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers said, it is better to destroy the movie and not publish it and remove it from the servers and literally delete the amazing work of all these artists and all this crew, because we prefer to incur on those like just cross that out. It never happened and get the tax break. I don't know the exact details, but it actually happened. That is one thing. They also did a movie about was an animated movie about Wile E. Coyote, you know, the one who was always chasing the Roadrunner. Equally, they just scrapped that. It was ready. They removed it. They deleted it. And it's not like they are keeping it on a... No. They literally wiped out the servers. To say, we prefer to incur in... Like think that this was money lost. And you would ask why. Why couldn't they, Warner Brothers, just have that in theaters? Because that will incur marketing expenses. You remember 2 lives ago, I was explaining that marketing expenses, if the movie costs 100 million, then to release it, you need at least around 100 million, invest 100 million on marketing. The same cost of the movie, the same budget of the movie, you have to invest in marketing. And when it goes to theaters, half of the ticket goes to the cinema and half of the ticket goes to the studios. So if a movie costs to make 100 million, then it will really cost 200 million, and the movie has to make 400 million at the box office to break even. So they prefer to say, no, I'm fine. I prefer to just lose the $100 million. Batgirl did not cost $100 million, but that is the mechanics behind that. That's how crazy is entertainment industry now. That's how dog eat dog. We are talking about that. And that's why Meghan just prancing around trying to do what she does with her life, whatever she's doing, but her life decisions, that is not working. And that is upsetting everyone at Netflix. And not only at Netflix, because, of course, Ted Sarandos gets just pretty much like Bob Iger. He gets, around and the cocktails and the events. And how is the grifters thing going? Bad. It's terrible. This is horrible. Stay away from them. Don't touch them, not even with a stick. It's so easy to imagine and to understand all this when you have all those connections, and when you understand the scope of how the hell you're supposed to produce this and the current state of entertainment industry, which is bleeding money to the point that they prefer to burn already made movies instead of spending more money into getting them on cinemas. That is happening everywhere. We're getting that apocalypse. Not to mention And that is a topic that I should be talking about at some point. Not to mention I don't have no AI images right here, right now. Oh yes, I have this one. Another joke I needed. This is AI, of course. The problem with AI that is making the studios work easy in some ways and harder in other ways. And as soon as anybody could create their own shows with AI, that's going to be a thing. That's going to be even worse. Or even small production companies that are able to create shows and just publish them on YouTube. Imagine that. Many people have just canceled their Netflix subscriptions, their HBO subscriptions, the Disney, the Amazon Prime, the Hulu, and which one? I'm missing one in that. And they just watch YouTube. You just want this entertainment. This is gain for us, for YouTubers. And these people don't have a clue. They don't understand. They think they can still get away with the cardboard stare. And no, that is okay. This could work. Harry and the In-Laws new show. That will be nice. The In-Laws will be Doria. A show with Harry and Doria. Oh, there you have it. There you have it. A gardening show with Harry and Doria. Gardening, you know what kind of gardening those two will be. And Harry will be 100% invested in tending to the garden. And Doria knows how to grow. Doria knows how to grow things. So that experience, that should be a thing. That should be monetized. Ted Sarandos, that you have an idea. You should split profits. Like what would be Doria's the name of Doria's show? Well, yeah, gardening and cooking with Doria. That's a bit too on the nose. We need something more creative. Let me see your super chats. Margie, hello Margie. I know that you were expecting the Disney show a lot. We're asking for it. You got it. I hope that you enjoy it. Hi from Virginia, Roger Rogue. Hi. And LMVG super chat. Hello from DC. Hello. Amazing super chat. Thank you, Lizzie. $20. Harry could do an episode and cook British recipes, say some anecdotes about eating true English food, and recreate his favorite dishes. They need to work together, but I guess that's not an option for her. That would be nice. That would be nice. At some point, I remember that I had that idea for myself, that I should make a spin-off channel of the cooking Roger Rogue. Remember that? I thought it was months before anything. Maybe Meghan stole my idea. Oh my God. That was it. Meghan stole that idea from me. I said that I wanted to make a cooking show in which I was wearing a kilt. And I had a name, even a name for the show. Would have been a smash hit. I'm just a cook, right? I like cooking, but I'm not nowhere like high level grade cooking, right? I'm just a cook, but that could work. That could work at some point. The same way the Royal Rogue was a spin-off of the Bottle Language Guy, maybe rogue cooking, raw. That thing is raw. Oh, that would be nice. Having Gordon Ramsay as guest. Dog boy. I can't help but look at that avatar. Why Dog boy? Sausage brand goat rodeo cancelled. You made my day. Well, you have the latest scoop on that. Oh my God, just me. Super chat. Harry's wife, the British royal family. DEI. That went terribly wrong. Oh, that could be a documentary or a book or both of them. On point. Emo, super sticker. Thank you, Emo, for your super sticker. Hands doing a high five. Okay. That's a clap. High five to you right there. I got. This is what we got. We still have time. Still have a bit of time. I'm going to share with you this that I had on, where is it? I think this was. Okay, so BBC Africa. You do not see it. Now you see it. Okay. BBC Africa was shared this 3 weeks ago. And Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, opened up about her Nigerian heritage at an event on women in leadership during her 3-day trip in the country. And I was seeing, this was on Instagram. You know that I'm not that active on Instagram. But I begin to read on X, Twitter, that the comments were rather savage. And I said, Meghan was featured by BBC Africa. The comments were savage. I absolutely had to check that out. You know me very well, and that's not something I could. And many of those comments I cannot feature here, but I can feature this one. A few of them. LOL, she is a joke. And, well, the emojis that you can imagine that accompany that sentiment. You wouldn't be sitting there if it wasn't for Harry, as no one knew who you were. Oh, more than 200 likes. And this one, these are the kind of things that I like about being a royal commentator. I learned so much. The woman pulled a 419. 419. What is that? On the royal family, and now goes to Niger to spell out her lies. Fake as a $3 bill. And A replies, she pulled a 419. And it turns out that the 419, okay, I asked ChatGPT for this, that this is the kind of things that ChatGPT is good for. The term pulling a 419 refers to committing a scam or fraud, specifically one that involves deception or trickery to illegally obtain money from someone. At some point, this phrase originates from the Nigerian Criminal Code, section 419, which deals with fraud. It gained popularity and international recognition due to the infamous Nigerian prince email scams. And that's why I had included this image on today's presentation. There were more comments. If Nigerian women are so great and amazing, why doesn't she go live there with them? Go visit your dad. He misses you. And, well, the greatest burn that I could find, and I shared that on X as well, was this one. You are not black, Meghan. Your mom is. Okay. I know that this was going to trigger a lot of people. And yeah, you already see that it has 65 replies. And you can imagine how the replies went. Oh my God. Oh my God. What can I tell you that I haven't told you yet? Okay, I have, what is this? Okay, this is something that I was making the research. Meghan Markle struggling to hire a chef for her lifestyle brand despite launching jam. I already had called this out. And someone who is, I'm gonna show you this. I love this guy, Ricky Gervais. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. This guy knows how to launch a brand. Saying that Sir Winston Churchill would endorse his his spirits. I'm going to play this once, and you're going to enjoy it as much as I enjoy it. Here it goes. Listen.
Hi, I'm Ricky Gervais, and this is Dutch Barn Vodka. It's a premium quality spirit made from British apples, so it tastes great and it's friendly to the environment. I'll tell you to love this. Sir Winston Churchill. He'd be like, boom, wouldn't he? Who wants a fight? Where? Anywhere. In the street, on the beach. Come on, you fucking Nazi cunts. Dutch Barn.
That was just awesome. This is the way. This is the way. Of course, Ricky is a comedian. A comedian's job is essentially is telling the truth and not taking themselves seriously, like at all. And what he said about Winston Churchill, that's what Sir Winston Churchill would say. He's telling the truth. That's why it's so funny. Humor starts with the truth. And some people, as Jack Nicholson would say, they can't handle the truth. And if they can't handle the truth, a sense of humor will elude them, and charisma, it's no. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. My Royal Rogues, we have had a wonderful live stream tonight, all thanks to you. Let me see if there's a stray super chat. All right, Vidrios, inside look at polo or another sport, then a finish with a huge spread. What? Prepared by a macho chef. Two things men love, sport and food. I agree. We love sport and food. That's on point. That's it. That's a topic for another live, because we are already over time today. How combining ideas, combining things can lead to marvelous things. Just the way I combine things for this shows. We combine human behavior, entertainment industry, royals and non-royals as well. My Royal Rogues, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and until we meet on another video or another live, remember the two most important words: much love and bliss. Take care. I love every single one of you. Bye-bye.